ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores. This is all the two Spanish words that I can pronounce for this speech. I would like to, first of all, thank the organizers of this conference for this wonderful event of knowledge sharing among us. And on this special occasion, I would like to refer to a special project, provide a glimpse idea on the background of the companies, the design process, and the overall outcome of the design due to multicultural differences in a high-tech company. It is a great honor to share with you some of the challenges I faced when designing a workspace for high-tech companies in multicultural environment. The special project that I would like to refer to is a relocation and consolidation project of two R&D companies into one site. Although those two R&D companies had the same DNA, they differed in various aspects, such as the size of the companies. One company was small, with approximately 50 employees. The other one was 150 employees. One had a more localized culture, dominated by the local management. And the other company, the larger one, was very well established, incorporated, guided by global policy guidelines. Those companies also differed in their technical requirements when it reached the lab design. The small company held equipment with a single phase and a DC, while the other one held the equipment of a triple phase. So if you see here in the picture, this solution of using bus bars, which will best accommodate both single and triple, was installed in lab. Those companies went through acquisition process and standardizations. Those two processes provided a great deal of challenge to all the employees, let alone a new project of moving those two companies into one site had to be handled and managed with great sensitivity due to all the atmosphere that was in the office and the acquirement of the global company, which then needs to be integrated, those two companies, under a third culture of a global company. So here we have like a multicultural environment with regard to company's culture, and all of them to integrate into one site. Not all the multicultural environment was summed in this global culture, but within those two groups, those two teams, there were different groups, different religious groups. So the multicultural environment affected also this area when designing the cafeteria in these sites. For one to understand in the Jewish culture, it is very important to know that within the religious we have several sectors and levels of the type of how religious you are. We have the ultra-Orthodox religious people that you can recognize them by wearing the black outfit and the hat, the black hats. We have the Orthodox religious people that within this Orthodox subgroup, we have several categories as well, in which they are different in many aspects, such as the dress code, their point of view on various aspects, their interpretation to religious issues, and their lifestyle they run, You're probably wondering what is the circle, colorful objects in the picture. These are the kippah that the religious guy wear, and while the women cover their head with a covering shawl. This kippah symbolizes the acceptance of a greater entity and being humbled. So when it comes to design of the cafeteria in a site, culinary preferences impact this planning, the overall process. Those culinary preferences, there are different rules that must separate between meat and dairy. Hence that we had to create two main cafeterias with dairy products and with meat. Not only the multicultural environment, not only the design affected, but also the construction phase. Due to the holidays in Israel, luckily we have 1 month full of holidays in which the law forbids the Jewish from working. So the construction phase of the project was affected by this, that we had to find out foreign workers to complete and continue the construction work. Otherwise, we would have delayed like 3+ weeks in the construction. So a part of all the challenges and that the multicultural environment raised in this project, which made it a very interesting one, and we are all aware of all the challenges that a regular project raises, and yet on top of it, we had the mission to create a productive workspace for our employees, and of course to put an emphasis on the environmental issue as well. A creative workspace for the employees to be very happy and satisfied from all that processes that resulted due to the acquisition was very important for us, and it was very important for the company to retain those developers who deal with the core of the company, and those brilliant minds needs to be retained and to attract more of them for the company. For that, and in order to eliminate their resistance to change, I've come up with an engagement plan that engaged the local employees in various aspects. First of all, meeting updates were provided to all employees regarding the construction phase and all the progress in the project overall. Employees were requested to have their preferences with regard to design. They received a few designs of an office submitted in a survey in which they had to choose their own preferences and to come up with their own ideas in order for them to feel as part of this whole process, and that they are engaged in this, and nothing is forced on them, they are part of it. The design survey also included suggestions for conference rooms. So each employee suggested names for a conference room. In addition to that, I've invited the furniture supplier and let the employees test and feel on their own the furniture that they are going to use. So it's a bit a look and a feel of all the atmosphere and the new office that they were going to receive in the overall result. Of course, the collaboration and the continuous synchronizing between global teams and local teams in this project was very crucial. Before the move, I've conducted a site tour for the employees to see the place before the actual day of move, to have a sense of the office and the atmosphere that will be, to look at the overall outcome of what they are participated in. And they saw their seating arrangement. Everybody saw his seat and got the feeling of the new office. Okay. Not only the resistance of the employees was a challenge, but also the layout. When it comes to defining the layout, it is quite known that upon moves and new acquisitions and moving to a new building, global companies tend to embrace the open space layout. The open space layout was not implemented in our project. What happened is that we had two different views, the local versus the global, as the local view wanted to stay in the former format of having separate offices for the developers. It was very important for them to have a very quiet atmosphere, to get concentrated on their work, and the move to an open space would not be possible. First, due to this experience of the employees with closed offices and with the cultural issue that we are Israelis, those of you who are doing business with us can for sure understand that we are pretty loud, and this open space notion would not fit in this layout. So for that, we come up with, this is to illustrate, this is the layout of the employees before the move. Managers sat in one office and developers two in an office. And after we moved from a 2-office person to a 4-office person, with differences in the layout of the 2 desks, one facing each other or facing the glass partition. There were 2 options for them to choose. Another thing that they had an option to choose was the partition inside, between the 2 workers. There was an option to have a partition in case they want their privacy or not. Here you see the partition, and this is a typical demo room of 4 developers. Here you see the desks over there that the employees are facing each other, and the overall design of the workspace. This one, when they are facing the glass partition, there were some who preferred to sit like this, so this was an option. The overall design outcome was a colorful workspace, which was divided into several areas. Employees were in a separate area, a very colorful one, while in the client's area, where we hosted conferences and special events and meeting with clients, The company color was very dominant over there to be a representative area for them. A leisure area. Leisure area was something that we created for the employees in order for them to take breaks, and they got their ping pong table over there, their foosball, and all the other games that required. A very special issue was put on the environment as well when designing this workspace. A recycling scheme was put into place. By the recycling, I've engaged the other building tenants to participate in it. It's important to understand that in Israel, not all municipalities provide the right facility for the recycling. So sometimes you need to engage with a separate green supplier and in order to have a green environment in your company. As per the shared lab, I've consolidated all the equipment of the two companies, and in order to be energy efficient, installed the hot aisle containment to preserve the energy. With regard to alarm backups, which all the critical systems inside were connected to an alarm backup. This is also an effect of the multicultural issue. Our IT guy was religious, so religious do not, it depends on the type and the level, of course, as I specified before. They do not answer phone, they do not talk on the phone during Saturdays, and in case there is a real crucial situation that needs to shut down all the equipment, I had to program the alarm system for another one to take this on him, a non-religious guy, of course. A BMS system was installed in all the office and all the LED lighting and the motion sensor. From the beginning, it was designed to be paper-free in a way with less cabinets, encouraged zero emissions with regard to a very green environment, installed bike parking spots, and encouraged the employees to use them, especially during Earth Week. And of course, all the initiatives, the green initiatives, in order to raise awareness among employees was implemented in site. As I described, we had two main cafeterias with regard to design. It was very important to collaborate with special suppliers that hold the kosher certificate. Otherwise, I would not be able to provide any products into the kitchens. Special dishes were required to be equipped in those two separate cafeterias as part of the religious restrictions. During Passover, there was a special cleaning of all the cafeterias in which we labeled all the places that it is now kosher and you can use it, and otherwise they will not use it. And this is something that we used to do upon each holiday, the Passover mainly. And the overall outcome of all this project was the integrated team into one space. Okay, by integrating those teams under the third culture, I felt an urge to socially integrate them as well. And for that, initiated the Culture Club initiative, in which each employee introduced himself in front of all. We are gathering all together and lecture about something that he thinks would be of an interest for his colleagues, a hobby or a journey he did. And by this, they got to know each other and socialize between the two of them, and not only in sitting two different companies in one space, but also combining between the two teams together and creating one team under one roof. Thank you.